Did you know that being near water allows your brain to just relax and clear itself from stress and anxiety? I love coming near water and being near water, whether it's the beach, a lake, because it allows me to just be still and just feel that connection to God. You know, He created all of this beautiful world around us, and I feel like the stillness and the calmness of being near water has helped me through my journey of navigating grief, which is what I wanted to make this video about the hard word grief. You know, grief is such a personal process. You know, like there's no one size fits all to navigating grief, and I like that. I love that it's very individual to the person. Just like God created us individually, special how we are, so is our journey through life with grief, because grief manifests in so many different ways and times that we have to just honor it and just let it run its course, because there's no one right or wrong way to do it. And I was reminded about that this weekend. Like, this weekend is the anniversary of me having a miscarriage where my angel baby went up to be with God. And it's been 2 years, but you know, I still honor my feelings, and I will forever, even though throughout the year there are days where it's fine and the grief pops up. Honoring that feeling that I feel rather than trying to suppress it has been such a helpful process with this mourning journey. And I was having a conversation with a friend this weekend. They lost their dad last year. And, you know, I was telling them how I went to a grief support group. You know, I was working with someone directly to help me navigate through those feelings of loss. You know, and in that support group, there were other parents who went through child loss as well. And for me, that was very helpful to know that I'm not the only one going through this, but that's what helped me. And when I was speaking to my friend, and they were telling me that the hardest thing they've ever had to do was bury their father, and that nothing that they did could bring their father back, and that they were okay with that. They were intentional with their words, and they were very strong in that moment. And of course, in that moment, my first thought was to say, hey, why don't you try going to a support group? Why don't you try talking to someone? But I stopped, and I was humbled in that moment, because I wanted to just give them my process instead of honoring where they are. And I loved that, because it reminded me of how special we each are, that each of our own experiences are special as well. And that is okay, especially with grief, because I can't grieve for anyone else the way that they would grieve for themselves. And that reminded me too to honor what I feel. You know, it's okay that I still cry a lot. It's okay if there are days where I don't cry. But when I do, honoring those feelings and knowing that it's okay. No one can take away that experience from me. But it also brings me to these two verses that I really like, which is Matthew 5:4, that it says, blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. I love that, because every day we navigate through experiences that will cause us to have to mourn, whether it's relationships, whether it's, you know, the loss of a family member, friendships falling apart, losing a job, or something that you worked very hard for. You mourn who you were, what you will become, the what if. It's part of the normal day-to-day life, and knowing that we will be comforted when we come to God and allow Him to heal us, because that's the only way that we can get through this. You know, and then Psalm 56:8, it says, you keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears. In your bottle, you have recorded each one in your book. That one especially brings true to my heart, because like I mentioned, I do cry a lot, and that's okay. For a long time, I was told by other people that I cried too much. But that verse right there is a reminder that God listens to every single cry. The ones that you have words for and the ones that you don't have words, and only your tears are your words. God doesn't fall short of being an amazing father to us, especially during those moments of grief. So I encourage you all to remember that grief is normal and it's your own personal experience. Whether it's fast or slow, whether it's involved or alone, just remember that God is there waiting to hear what you feel and to collect those tears so you will be comforted through this process. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend and that you all stay blessed.